Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the finest Dawn of War Ultimate Apocalypse cast this side of East Yorkshire. And today we've got a 7-player free-for-all on Ferrion. Playing as Space Marines, we've got Argon, we've got Unknown playing as the Chaos Space Marines, we've got Hamid playing as the Dark Eldar, we've got Selner playing as the Tyranids, Stefan playing as the Space Marines, Levandosius playing as the Imperial Guard, and then we've got Ken playing as the Space Marines. So here we are on Ferrion. It's very much like a Catachan Devil-esque kind of map. You've got Imperial stuff with lots of jungly bits and bobs. And being a 7-player free-for-all, now normally on a player free-for-all, it's like an even number, isn't it? So you end up having like loads of 2v2s, and then ending up in one big epic 1 versus 1 in the end. But in a 7-player free-for-all, one person, we don't know who yet, but one person is probably going to get shafted in a 2 versus 1 kind of scenario. I imagine the least favourable positions here is going to be the poor White Scars here in the centre, as these guys are just a little bit closer towards themselves. And I don't know. To be fair, I think the Dark Eldar and the Tyranids are probably in the best position, since they're just a little bit further away. And speaking of the map, we've got lots of little narrow choke points to go directly towards your opponents. Lots of large open expanses to go towards the centre, in which there are 3 relics to play for. Now in Ultimate Apocalypse, everyone's got some relic resource, so everyone is able to get at least 1 relic unit on the cards from the get-go. But if you want to get any more, if you want to get anything super special and fancy, you definitely need to claim those relics in the late stages of the game. We are already seeing Selner throw down a face down against Stefan. And, I mean, well, there's some Raveners and double Spine Gaunts. At the moment, we do have 1 squad of Tactical Marines, and Stefan has decided to capture his fairest and farthest as opposed to his nearest and dearest, which might come back to bite him. After all, he's upgrading this listing post with some shooty bits. Should have majorly helped him if he had them inside the base at the moment. Now we just got some Space Marines going toe-to-toe against the Ravages of the Hive Mind, riding solo. Oh my goodness, like Space Marine 2, but good, I guess. Oh, actually no, I won't talk about my opinions. Space Marine 2, I don't want to get disliked into the stratosphere. It's just a button-pressing simulator. I'm sorry. I know it was my most disliked video on the channel in the history of the official Mr. Landshark channel, but you know what? I stick by it. Not a very good game. It was alright. It was passable. Anyway, Servitor's been chased around, but don't you worry. You've got some friends, got guns bolted to their side, ready to bring down those Spine Gaunts, but they are quite a lot in number. Thankfully, the Raveners don't quite notice them. Also got a Vectori Broodlord moving and shaking through the tunnels that the Raveners have concocted up. So being able to throw these guys in very, very quickly, but thankfully there's a whole smorgasbord of Space Marines with this listing post still yet to be upgraded. Over on this side, we are seeing some Dark Eldar going towards, and I do believe you've captured this relic on this side, and will also be attempting to snag an extra one. Just for the good times and the fun times, the White Scars go and see what they could do to shimmy and shake these guys away. Double Scouts and a Tactical Marine squad. These guys are going to use their Fleet of Fire to get out there quick, sharpish, but not much action going on elsewhere on the map as far as I can understand. Well, actually some Imperial conscripts coming over towards the centre, and Stefan is not feeling the breeze between his knees at the moment, not in a pleasant way at the very least. There's still plenty of models at the moment. Has lost his production building, his little barracks, so no more Tactical Marines at the moment. Might be able to get some more Scouts. Oh no, he's going to replace the travel barracks down over here. That's fair enough. Maybe the Tyranids won't notice. Up in Servitors now, they're avoiding death. And stand still a little bit before they get to open fire. And the conscripts, they look at all this madness and think, you know what, maybe this is not for us. It's a bit above our pay grade, thank you very much. Stronghold is being whittled down, and one thing to take into consideration is that if you are able to wipe out one of your neighbours, then all their base belong to you, and their listing posts will be definitely able to bolster your economy. And the Tyranids, you don't want to see these guys with a strong economy. They can just unleash untold hordes against their opponents, so definitely need to make sure that you keep on top of them. Thankfully the weapon servitors are still being left unmolested. No more Raveners left, and the Spine Gaunts will go down very quickly if the servitors are left to their own devices, getting a little bit of payback for the innumerable games that we've seen where the equipped brothers are brought down low. Spine Gaunts turning their attention to them. Will engage in close combat. Do the servitors have close combat? They do have a little bit of close combat capabilities. Just giving them the old nipple twist. which is definitely not what you want on the battlefield. Here comes an attack bike as well, just for good measure. White Scars continuing their assault on the Tower of Loathing. Chaos Space Marines just minding their own business as the Dark Eldar now come forward with a couple of squads of Mandrakes and a couple of squads of Warriors. Not gone for any of their weapons at the moment. That is a lot of DPS that they are going to bring to the table. One Mandrake being thrown into the air, but landing and then moonwalking across the fighting surfaces there. Space Marines will run as quickly as they can, but possibly into a bolstering rank of more conscripts. Have you just gone? No, you've gone for some fully qualified guardsmen. Also got a mechanized command as well. That's one negative thing about the Space Marines at the moment, is that they've... Oh, dude, quite like that. Yeah, go on, finish him off. Knocking him left, right and centre. Beautiful stuff. Yeah, one negative aspect of... I mean, don't get me wrong. Wonderful defence, amazing stuff. But your economy is in tatters, and you've also not had the chance to tech up, which will be a bit of an issue for them. Dark Eldar popping down a portal. Also going to use a healing ability reset, so anyone standing around there will be able to be in good stead. In ship shape and bristle fashion. Also being able to teleport around the battlefield to support their holdings on the far-flung sides of the map. We're now seeing a contingency of Imperial Guards. We've got a medic with the fully qualified guys, as well as anti-tank support, just in case any nonsense comes towards them. Also help them break down the Tower of Loathing as well. Tortured Slave, umming and ahhing about his life choices, will decide to just move back as a Dark Eldar come back out, popping down some sandbags to increase their overall range defence. Wailing Terrors breaking the morale map-wide. Is it map-wide? Oh, so it doesn't break the morale of everyone, it just does morale damage. But of course, the Imperial Guardsmen, maximum morale of 150 before they get their upgrades. So they're not feeling too fresh and fancy at this moment. Shining purple and pink. The poor conscripts. Always being used as a meat shield. And the Tower of Loathing is still up. Using that self-repair ability, which is quite expensive. But, you know, if it keeps your building online, then why not use it? Well, it's got the torture amplification little device there. Just slow anyone down who comes nearby. Space Marines are now giving the Tyranids a good what for. Got some... Are you warriors? You are indeed warriors. A little bit of a little jumpy jump towards those weapon servitors, but thank for the bike is still going strong. Easily my favourite attack animation in all the mods combined. It is just a beautiful thing. And those warriors didn't know what hit them. Don't know whether they have the mental capacity to grasp the concept of a bike. But one manages to escape. And the Space Marines, rather than continuing their assault, they're going to... Oh, God, yeah, just send the bike over. There we go. And continue the press on over there. The Imperial Fists pushing on forward. Now, one thing I neglected to mention at the beginning of the game is that everyone does have access to free listening posts and strategic points inside the base, as well as a slag deposit. And while ideally you want 4, probably 4 is the happy range for strategic points, 3 isn't terrible if you get your big upgrades on them like the Chaos Space Marines have. And a Feather Plasma Generator on top of that definitely adds something. They are now going to be coming over. We've got some core Berserkers. Now, I do believe that, as is standard, Unknown... Actually, you're not called Unknown. You're called Uknern. So that's my fault for misreading that. You know what's your fault for assuming that I'm going to read things properly? So, there. We're both at fault here, Mr. Chaos Space Marine Man. What was I going to say? I completely forgot. By the way, 2 core Berserkers. Oh, yeah, so he's gone for the Mark of Corn ability. Or the Tech Path, even. And, yeah, why not? I mean, shiny green Corn Men. And the Space Marines down here are going to struggle. Devastating Marines also not equipped to deal with the Corn Marines in close combat. Can pop them inside the Rhino Transport and repositioning them. But it does not seem that Argon fancies doing that. So no, we're going to stand firm. We're no cowards. Here comes a brother captain with a jetpack on him. Ready to hustle and tussle with these bad men. Also got a... Yeah, you have a champion of Corn as well. So definitely a close combat oriented build for Uknern here. Do have a machine cult. More Devastator Marines are coming out. But unfortunately, we're all seeing some White Scar Marines coming over as well. So maybe it is Argon that's going to be double shafted here. Grenades been thrown either side. Chaos Sorcerer locking these Devastators down to the ground. The Corner Marines are coming out on top over here. On this side, the Tyranids seem to have defended. I do apologise. I will be missing out on some of the action, as there is, well, there's 7 players, isn't there? So, you know what? I'm just doing the best I can. Tactical Marines holding this little ravine. Like I say, now at shot points easier to defend. And while the little ones don't mind dying, that's the whole point of them. It's quite hard to get them through the narrow shot points. And the attack bike is ready. Ready, willing and able. Just get him in there. And here he goes. Ho-ha! Beautiful stuff. Knocking everyone into the ground, into the water. Carnifexes of the Screamer Killer variety going up against the missile launcher dudes. I'm actually surprised that the weapon servitors are still alive. Normally they die pretty quickly. But Stefan keeping them on the up and up. And now it does seem like, you know, like a mutual agreement of the White Scars are just helping out their... What faction are you? You are unmarked. You're red. So I'm going to say Blood Angels or Blood Ravens or something else red. What other factions are there? Are the Minotaurs red? No, they're not. They're like a crimsony, bronzy, I can't quite remember. It's been a while since I've looked at a Space Marine Codex. And long may that remain. Long may that remain indeed. Well, I should really read one at some point. I'll do an article about them in the near future. Of course, also throwing some doomy bolty kind of things, causing some issues, but Hellfire Dreadnought. Interesting choice, actually, that you've gone for Hellfire Dreadnought. I would assume it would have been one of the punchy ones, because you're about to engage in some punchy nonsense. Now, here's a question for you guys who know the mechanics under the hood of Dawn of War and the mods and such. So when you engage in close combat, that gives you a little bit of a ranged defense boost. I think it's something like 25% or something like that. So if you're in close combat, any range damage incoming is reduced. But if that ranged unit is in close combat with you, is that range damage reduction still in effect, or is it moot? I assume it's still in effect, because that would make sense from a programming perspective. Oh no, the attack bike has gone down. He sacrifices life for the Imperial Fists. You are Imperial Fists, aren't you? You are Imperial Fists, there we go. They're yellow, therefore they're Imperial Fists. That's how it works. Either that or Lamenters. Spore Chimney has been brought down low. And the Tyranids, once looking quite powerful, are now struggling somewhat. They're going to go for some max weapons research to increase the amount of weapons that the Tyranid warriors can get. It's been a while since we've actually checked upon the Dark Eldar. The Dark Eldar are just vibing in the centre. Maybe the poets have prodded the Imperial Guard somewhat, but the Imperial Guard have now got their wonderful heavy weapon support team with their little... Oh, let me hashtag this, just so we can watch these guys go forward. We quite like the mobility of these guys. Getting 2 lads to carry them around. Got to appreciate the forearm strength. And the guys who are carrying those ammo packs can't be too light. And yeah, it's just Space Marine brothers working together. Also got a gladiator squad, lovely orange capes fluttering in the wind. Cornet Marines are waxing and waning in numbers, but they're still going for it. Also got some White Scar friends on the top. Now, I don't think... Is diplomacy on? Can I check? I can't check. Sometimes the guys who play Ultimate Apocalypse will have diplomacy checked on. So that... Well, one of the main problems when you're playing a game with these guys on the evening is that if you are playing a 7-player free-for-all and you're the first person to die, spend a lot of the game kind of just sitting around waiting for the game to end to get them play the next game. And sometimes these guys will allow the players to basically team up with each other. Like, if you're about to kill someone, they can submit and then just basically fight for you and fight on your side. So that might be what happened here. But, well, we're currently watching this guy, and he's green, and his friend is not green, so it looks like it's just a mutual alliance. Like, it's not a guaranteed one. It's just they don't want the Chaos Space Marines to win. And that's fair enough. A little bit of, you know, in-law reasons, I guess. Nice thematics going on there. Dark Eldar seem to have the Imperial Guard on their shit list. The Imperial Guard aren't going to be budging. They've got their field command on their front lines. A lot of heavy weapons incoming. Dark Eldar have not quite got the punching power to get through there. Imperial Fist there, having a grand old time on the northern side. No one's coming to help the Tyranids. And in true casting fashion, the one faction I said that would be quite comfortable in this is not. Bringing down a G-Sealer swarm. The G-Sealers have been taken care of pretty easily. The question is, are you going to be friends? I'm not sure what they're saying to each other. I assume very pleasant and nice things. Dark Eldar just chilling out in the middle of the homunculus, vibrating with ethereal dark energies. Do believe that little dome is an additional reduction in range damage, as is what the usual case is with the domes. Magma vent, the phallic slagma deposit has gone down, and the Tyranids have been taken care of. So at the beginning of that game, Stefan really struggling, and now he's came out on top. Has got all these extra gubbins to make use of, so definitely a player to watch out for as the game goes on. No one has yet been able to accommodate any extra economic stuff, although the Chaos Space Marines certainly are doing all right. Let's have a really quick look at the economies. So, of the White Scars at 108 and 107. Imperial Guard, so you are the Blood Angels, question mark. You are at 139.90. Chaos Space Marines 204 and 77. Dark Eldar at 349 and 252. Tyranids obviously at 0. Imperial Fist at 150 and 105. And Imperial Guard at 218 and 121. So at the moment, the Dark Eldar are in charge, largely in charge of their economy. The Imperial Fist will soon be able to make short work on that and maybe potentially overcast them. And the Imperial Guard, actually, they're building up they're about to build up a couple of industrial commands. So these little doohickeys are able to increase your economy. See the Space Marines over here, they're going for a Munitorum Depot. So if you don't press out, that's fine, because you could just get infinite money by building up those buildings. Although the more you build them, the more expensive they become. The Dark Eldar are now turning their attention to the Imperial Fists. And looking like we're going to go in a bit confidently there. But the Imperial Fist saying, nah mate, get out of there. We don't want you on our side. Munculus, even with his little anti-range damage coming in, he's still been shafted. Although, recovering his health somewhat with some sort of hero war gear that he's got access to. Corrosive acid being popped on top of the Tactical Marines. But lots of these Dark Eldar... Oh, you've now gone infiltrated. Temporarily. Some Dark Eldar magics, I imagine. Double Hellfires attempting to take these guys down. Also got the Scourges going on the side. 6 Dark Lances, as well as whatever the Dark Eldar would call their Melter Bomb equivalents. And just the burst damage of the Dark Eldar ripping through those Space Marines there. Although now that they've used all their weird magics, Space Marines can rally up. They should be able to hold the line here, if that is Stefan has gone for all of his health upgrades and stuff. I mean, we have got the shiny pauldrons, which indicates that there's at least some health upgrades on the go for them. Dear oh dear, the artillery. Oh, for a second I thought the artillery was going to be over here. No, it's artillery, point blank range. Can't miss from that distance. And the Incubi, or the Incubus Coven, a deadly squadron of lads. So all those ill-gotten gains from the Imperial Fists are being broken down. But the Imperial Guard, the moment the Dark Eldar vacate those premises, they move on over and start reclaiming, or I mean not reclaiming, actually just the first time claiming the relic, which works for them pretty well. Also, I'm in the Death Guard. Sorry, we're not. Dark Eldar. You begin with a D. Death Guard begin with a D. I got confused. They might be able to take on these things, but they're not going to. They're just going to go in for a potential killing blow, maybe. They know that there's some Imperial Fist shenanigans going on this side, but maybe they're just going to come in and protect the hearth and home. Reapers diving in the middle, breaking morale for everyone within eyesight. But the Reapers unable to really do much riding solo. The heavy weapons teams have got a couple of las cannons between them. The Dark Eldar vehicles are definitely, if I can use the correct grammar, are definitely the most fragile. Well, that's a lie. Is the Tau vehicles more fragile than the Dark Eldar vehicles? They're at least on the same kind of level, aren't they? I think maybe the Tau vehicles are a little bit more vulnerable and fragile. Imperial Guard not having a brilliant time. Remember, there's a priest here. He's trying his best against the Archon. The Archon is a mean customer. Priest having his flawless lasagna ripped out and thrown, strewn across the battlefield. And this purple disco. It's a glow stick party. The Imperial Guard are invited. They didn't want to turn up. Oh, go on, priest. Show him the business. Oh, no. That's sad. Well, he tried. You know what? That's all he could do. Here come the White Scars, though. They're always ready to help a friendly friend. You know what? I'm rooting for unpronounceable here. White Scars are just here to help out, aren't they? Jagatai Khan would be proud. Did Jagatai Khan die in the Horus Heresy? Or did he do blooming Corvus Corax dude where he just went into the warp and peaced out and said, I will be back. When look to the east. On the third night of the fifth day, I will come with horses and shit. Actual quote from Jagatai Khan. My sources, just trust me, bro. Yeah, he's coming in, man. I like that. Gladiators with their little banners on high. Standard bearers bearing the standard. And the Imperial Guard over here. No, you're not the Imperial Guard, you're the Imperial Fists. Too many factions. Too many chapters. I didn't sign up for this. Back in my day in StarCraft, it was Terran, Protoss and Zerg. Easy, 3 factions to remember. And look at us now. We get to my old age, boys and girls, remembering things is nigh on impossible. Oh, what are you? You are the Archon. And you've upgraded yourself with your little walking boots. Just Sonic the Hedgehogging everywhere. You've also got some skulls on your back. Just to be a little bit more intimidating. Because, you know, the whole giant fist wasn't intimidating enough. The Lanza Camera, that's where you don't want to get your prostate checked. Which, thankfully, I'm not at that age yet. My memory is shot, but my prostate is okay. I think. Sorry. Oh, I do make me laugh sometimes. Oh, well, look at these gladiators, they're still knocking around. But these are of the Imperial Fist variety. I've got Chapin in there. Raising his Crozius upon high. Blasting down these warp beasts, although the warp beasts are absolutely chewing their way through all the thick armour. So might not enough to really hold back the gnashing teeth of the warp beasties. Just got the Archon, looks like he's just soloed the rest of the Imperial Fist fighting force. Just turning these guys against each other. Probably showing him his Slaneshi stash. And they're thinking, right boys, let's fight over it. Another Whirlwind Mark 1 on the back lines. But Hamid, also known as Demi. Now we saw him in the, oh, what was it, 1 versus 3 game that we had a little while ago. Yeah, just he goes by multiple names. For why? Who knows? Only the mad mind of Demi / Hamid may know that. And to peer into his mind is to peer into the warp itself. Where are you going? Oh, just look how silly that looks. That's amazing. He's got a big old gun, a big old hand. He's also wearing someone's he's wearing a grandmother's face as a face for himself. Can't smell all that nice behind that mask. You know what? You do you, boo. You do you. Now, the Imperial Guard, right, they've said, okay, we need some extra Lebensrealm. We're going to come over here. See, oh, dear, not those conscripts. Those conscripts are not here to live off extra land. They're just going to get shafted straight up. Yeah, mass infantry against artillery. Oh, there's also Vindicators. Well, that's the poorest unit composition to go up against all these tanks. Thankfully, the priests are doing what they can, breaking down the armory. Lickety split. Hellfire Dreadnought on the way, as well as another Vindicator. But no, this is not the time for this unit composition. Not when there's artillery effort. And what else is going on? Oh, Chaos Space Marines, you've killed... Right, I'm so sorry, I missed that entire engagement going on there. Chaos Space Marines, you've killed the Blood Angels, well done. And now they've got extra living space for their own nefarious deeds. Well, there we go. I'm not going to go back and... sometimes I do a poor map awareness camera, but I'm not going to. Because I've got a limited amount of time, and I did pre-warn you, I'm going to miss on some action. And the action that we have been watching has been genuine, so you know what? I'm just one man. And now that we're missing on 2 players, we should be able to catch more of it. And miss out on less. We've got the racks. Glowing purple. Are you a little bit taller than everyone else? Oh no, you are the... Why are you a bit... Oh, because you are the Cyberite. You're a little bit taller. Fair enough. I was wondering, I was like, oh, have they got a new homunculus model? But nope. Oh dear. And have you ever seen an entire Imperial Guard army universally at the same time pap their kegs? When you go to war for the Dark Eldar, you wear the brown trousers. From the Trueborn Warriors. Very brave, though. Going off on their own. The world died to the impressive amount of Cascan airborne veteran firepower. One more squad wipe there. Also the trio of priests. The Rex normally able to withstand quite a lot of damage. Go down pretty quickly. Homunculus life leeching from everyone around him. Becomes quite a tough customer. So everyone's just going to politely ignore him for a little while taking these guys on. And Dark Eldar are going to ignore the Imperial Fist once again, just to protect Half and Hope. We do have a Soulstorm right up in the midst of the Imperial Guard. And... nope, we're not missing out on anything. The Chaos Space Marines are just going to go back home. Ah, look at that. See, I'm starting to look at the minimap now. Please don't be angry at me. One person in the comments who always is when I get bad map control. I'm just trying, alright? I'm just trying. What have we got here? We've got a Baneblade of some sorts. What kind of Baneblade are you? You are a Stormlord, so just... all infantry is dead, essentially. And to be fair, the Dark Eldar have gone for quite a infantry-heavy composition here, although standing in the Corrosive Acid ain't doing you any favours. That basically brings your armour down to 0, more or less. Oh dear. Oh, sweet. Sweet baby Emperor. That was a very expensive deployment. Well, you know, the effort was there. That's the main thing. And the Dark Eldar potentially can push into the Imperial Guard side of things. But that being said, though, I'm interested. Why have the Dark Eldar wanted to press on the Imperial Guard so much? Because actually defending their side will be quite difficult. I mean, I suppose maybe they could put down some portals to get infantry over, but it'd be quite difficult to get their Raveners and their Dice of Destruction. Here we go, the Pimp Wagon itself, armed to the teeth with guns and women as well. Most deadliest force in all of the Warhammer 40k universe. Some Assault Terminators. Why are you here? Oh, because they... right, I see what you're doing. You're attacking. That would make sense. They're just standing there, dazed and confused, surrounded in purple smoke. But a bonking will happen eventually. And I've got a whole bunch of white skies who are... I mean, with all this artillery, you probably don't want these guys standing so close to themselves. Dice of Destruction. Smack bang in the middle. Corrosive Acid. He turns around and here comes what I assume is going to be a beautiful Dark Lance. Right over everyone. Doesn't seem to actually do that much damage. So maybe it was just a little bit... oh no, mind you. It's maybe got everyone else. Maybe the one unit that I highlighted avoided the majority of that damage. But everyone else is a bit on half health at the moment, so actually a huge value in that arcing lance there. What are Chaos Space Marines doing? You are keeping an eye on you, crafty buggers. Definitely up to something. Yeah, the White Scars really struggling here. Thankfully, the Imperial Guard are potentially coming over. No, they're just capitalising. Yeah, you definitely don't want to be turning up against those guys. Not when the Dark Eldar are knocking on your door. Imperial Fists are rebuilding stuff over here. They're also trying to deny the Dark Eldar the extra economy. Although, do they actually need that extra economy? Probably not. It's always nice, just in case the game gets to that stage. I do love the artillery reapers for the Dark Eldar. Just 4 guns. And whenever they fire, there's like a little knockback. The actual vehicle itself. Very brave souls are there to put powerful guns on floating bits and bobs. Chaos Space Marines now got the gate of the Dark Mechanicum. So potential for Titans. Have you got people infiltrated? No. Where is your army? Oh, your army is inside demon pits and chaos temples. You've also got your Corn Champion, Chaos Lord, and Chaos Sorcerer ready and willing to go. Great Cabal Citadel. Quite a slow building to build up, but that is where the Dark Eldar get all their good stuff. Basically just fires at everything around it. Dark Eldar attempting to protect their expanded territory. Do quite like that though. The Dark Eldar waited for the Imperial Fists to take on the Tyranids. And oh no, never mind. Oh, I can never trust the wicked ways of chaos. Oh, you think they're going to go for the easy option, but no, they're just going to come in, be an absolute menace for no reason. Dark Eldar weren't expecting a whole host of Possessed Marines and Khorne Terminators to come out and about. I do believe that at the moment, the number one enemy for all the players here is the Dark Eldar. Definitely need some sort of unsung alliance to work together and take him down. Pushing them back into the centre. Imperial Guard have now got up the mountain for the first time, backed up by double Leman Russ Executioners. And if they can kill the portal, that will cut off the Dark Eldar's ability to reinforce as quickly as they have been. It's just getting the damn thing down. There's so much being fired at you. There are some structures on half health at the moment. There are some hero airborne veterans on the flanks. Vehicles are broken down, but Trueborn warriors come forth from the portal. Chaos Space Marines are moving their way over into the centre there. And really annoying positioning for that Cabal Citadel. Even the Imperial Fists are coming over just to get their licks in. It's just a Dark Eldar versus the world here. It's not looking too pretty for them at the moment. A Reaper repositioning. Oh, that was a fun phrase to say. Reaper repositioning. Khorne Terminators just so beefy, along with those Possessed Marines. Possessed Marines can break morale very easily with their multitude of flaming mouths. And well, the Khornite Terminators able to withstand a lot of damage while also packing quite the punch themselves in close combat. We also have some Assault Terminators bonking things on the t'other flank as well. It does seem the Possessed Marines are brown-breaded there. And while the Dark Eldar might survive this assault, they have sacrificed a good amount of their number here. Assault Terminators of the Imperial Guard, of the Imperial Fist variety, sorry. Trying to teleport back home, but the Dice of Destruction is having none of it. Looking to go in for the kill. And it would make sense, to be fair, if you focus on the Imperial Fist, because you've got this area already under your control, and then this area would be the next easiest to defend. Unless, of course, you go for the Chaos Space Marine side of things. But they've got a pretty big army on the cards for them already. Dark Eldar not quite wanting to push in there. Not when there's all this defensive stuff to go in for. Got to start rebuilding the centre. They've got the Great Cabal Citadel, which will now just basically be doing damage to these guys forevermore. Just attack whoever it wants on the map. And does that actually increase your map vision? It doesn't. No. Okay, fair enough. You are doing damage to basically everyone. Whenever you fancy it, that is, of course. Well, I will go on to the Imperial Fist side of things just because the Dark Eldar have got this little bar at the top, which I find a little bit annoying. Just a little bit. Nothing major, but I like seeing the screen, you know. Call it my one character flaw. Well, the White Scars going in for another pass. Seems that this is basically a game of King of the Hill. Who can knock the Dark Eldar off first? I'm not sure why the Dark Eldar are so committed to holding the centre, but they are. Maybe just for aesthetical reasons. Now pushing towards the Imperial Fists. They've got double racks ready to get in there. Trueborns with their, what are you called? Greater Dark Lances. Should be able to break through building and vehicle remarkably quickly. Seems like they're focusing a lot on the Terminators. I don't know if that'll do them any favours. Terminators trying to go around the sides, right into the middle, see what they can do, but I don't know, maybe that's a bit too bold and too brash. Falling back and waiting for some more upgrades, and such might have been the way forward for them. But it is a bit of a desperate stand here. Outnumbered and outgunned. That Cabal Fortress just, I mean, you don't really need to defend it. It'll take so long for these guys to actually kill it. Just look at this teamwork. They're not meant to be working as a team, but they are, gosh darn it. I mean, a little bit of friendly fire on the way, but you know, friendly fire is called friendly fire because it's just a little bit more friendly. You know, if you can't shoot at a friend, who can you shoot at? The Assault Terminators, they're getting killed. Very sad. And that is, by the looks of things, the Imperial Fist. A mighty fine job. Definitely F's in the chat for Stefan. Did a remarkable job defending against the Tyranids in the early game and then bringing it straight back to them, only to then be thwarted by the Dark Eldar who swooped in. Just basically a pain for them throughout the entirety of that game. Now got the Imperial Guard and the White Scars working together. Going to take down that Cabal Citadel. And the Chaos Space Marines not done anything. Oh, right, no, we've missed out on more things. I'm so sorry. We're missing on a whole blooming Titan fight here. Oh, dear, oh, dear. Okay, fair enough. I might put this in the blooming Miss Landrat's got poor map awareness appreciation society. Go on, take him on. Ravager, Titan. You have got some bits and bobs down here, so not a total shite show for you. And the Instigator Titan being scared away by the chunky Chad that is the Ravager Titan. He's having a bit of difficulty moving around the sides there, but good lord, he's doing his best. The Citadel still alive, but only barely. Can they kill it? Assault Terminator still bonking it down. Have lost all their tank support. It's not being repaired by the looks of the numbers here. That'll be a major problem for the Dark Elf. Well, I mean, not major problem, but like, a bit of a nuisance, really. Ideally, they'd want it to live. It takes so long to build up. Oh no, it's just gonna... Alright, well, it activates the disco and regains a chunk of its health. Why not? Yeah, just when you thought it was over. Oh, it's not. It's not, boys and girls. Mind you, a Chaos Space Marine Titan inside your base might change your tune somewhat. If he decides to go for it. It is a bit standstilly at the moment. Yeah, to be fair, if the Chaos Space Marines started attacking the Dark Eldar a little bit earlier, that might have scuppered their plans of holding on to the centre for so long. But I imagine Uknern was probably concentrating too much on killing the Red Marines down here to do so. The Obliterators being less than happy about the situation. And the disco continues. Who said that that particular music genre was dead? Not me. As long as there's one man wearing flares and doing that night finger... Oh, sorry, that night fever dance where you pop your finger in the air and finger down. You know the dance move, at least the more seasoned discothequers of you will know. As long as there's someone doing that in flares, disco's still alive, gosh darn it. And the Ravager, well, you know, it was a good effort. It was a nice idea. But when you've got all this badness coming towards you, unsupported and unloved, not sure why the Obliterators went in solo and then left you alone, but now you're just going to have to slowly walk away. You have a Chaos Lord in Terminator armour. He's standing here. Could have done with coming forward, as well as these two guys. They're just having a bit of a chat at the moment with this Titan falling down in the backdrop. What are you having for tea, Corn Lord? Well, there's an obvious cornflakes joke there, which I'm not going to make. Because I'm a professional. And I think I made a cornflake joke in the previous video this week, so... You know, I don't want to use the same joke over and over again. Absolutely not. 10 minutes over here, they're doing things. Also, Imperial Guard are now stretching out to claim all this stuff. Just to bolster their own economy. And has the Chaos player just kind of gone off AFK? Not entirely sure. No, he mustn't have, because he's moving his boys around. Whether he just kind of got stuck. Some players, when they get into the late game, they get, you know, it's very confusing as to what to do. There's so many options, so many units to get, and it's just kind of, especially in like a 7-player free-for-all, it's like, what do? Do you just stand still and live, or do you, you know, go and attack someone, potentially getting them annoyed and getting them to fight you? I mean, it's not an easy call to make by any stretch of the imagination. Chaos Lord just teleporting everywhere. And they're dead. They've given up. And so now... Oh, but what's going on for you? That's an interesting artifact. Unless that's like an upgrade or something. Oh, maybe just got platforms. Oh, that's another disco thing. Been a while since I've seen someone wear platforms. Yeah, it just looks like that the Dark Eldor's going to mop things up. By the looks of it. I mean, got a Titan Assembly Bay from the White Scars. They put all their eggs in trying to kill the Dark Eldar here, but not really building up their own stuff. The Imperial Guard are probably the next best thing to take them all on. They've managed to expand over onto this side. But they don't have much going for them. In fact, I know you've got a fair bit of squad cap for your infantry and your vehicles as well, but there is a whole blooming Dark Eldar Titan ready to steamroll over you once they get past these White Scars. The White Scars I don't think are going to be the steam bumps like you wanted them to be. So here they come. Oh, they've also blocked your access to coming over with a nuclear weapon centre. Not cool. Oh, but I've got the Shadow Sword Titanicus. That's an anti-Titan tank. So if anything is going to blast this Instigator Titan down, it is going to be that bad boy there. But they've decided just to try and focus on the centre again. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, he's just activated the powers of Disco once again. And that is the White Scars taken care of. It is now just Imperial Guardsmen versus the Drukhari. And flanking those guys around the side. A cavalcade of purple and leather. I assume it's leather. Shadow Sword Titanicus not even getting one single shot off on the Instigator Titan. Bodies being thrown around everywhere. There's a good melee going on down here. Oh, did you just go for like a massive Ogrins? For why? Levandosius. By the by, is one of the coolest names I've ever read. And don't get me wrong, like, would I love to see the Ogrins charge the Instigator Titan? Glorious hand-to-hand combat? Absolutely. But is that what the Doctor ordered? Don't think so. All the Ogrins are brown bread, fighting amongst themselves there for a second, due to the unruly influence of the Archon. And here comes the Dark Eldar. Imperial Guard see the writing on that there wall as the Titan just Goku's in there. And yes, so I mean, lots of engagements going on, lots of action all the way through that. I do believe that towards the end was maybe a little bit predictable as to what was going on, as Dark Eldar just seemed to steamroll. Did quite like to see the teamwork from the Imperial Guard, or the Imperial factions, really. A nice little bit of parlaying and just putting aside their differences, try and take on that Great Cabal Citadel, but once it just activated its regen ability, that kind of just took out a lot of the steam from these players down over on this side. So, very sad times in the pipelines, but well done to Hamid/Demi for getting the win in that game. So cheers for sending that game to the Discord, and if you want to support the channel, have a look at the old Patreon. £1 a month gets you one game a week, and there is also Discord where Discord things happen. Linked in the description as always. Mine's been Miss Landshark, pleasure's always never short. Now, see you in a bit. Peace.